So this is the result of our Christmas long weekend. We got the stuff all finished, getting what's it called, stained and sealed all around the window, and then I finished these lower cabinets doing the stain and seal. They match this. We did this last week though. And my son made this shelf out of 2x4s that were from the original house. And then Vladimir did a bunch of plumbing, but you can't really see any of that because the floor is all closed up. And yeah, that's the remainder of it though. Here's Morka in the back, and this is where she normally goes to hang out and be alone. But anyway, it's New Year's morning, and this is what we did yesterday on New Year's Eve. We started our flooring. That's one of our cabinets that is finished and ready to put in that place, that corner over there. So we started the flooring. We got up to this cabinet and decided to go get some specialized tools for finishing this install, so we can we got this, I can actually show you probably, but it's in the dark. It's like a suction cup thing. It's meant for tile. That we can use to pull the floor together, because as you can see, there's some gaps right here. That's Morka. Right here, there's a gap, and this is what it's supposed to look like. So when we do the little piece that's going to go in here, we want to be able to snap it in really easily so it connects. Over here where you see these other gaps, that's our trap door for our well. Our well is actually under the house. That's what we found that I almost fell through because the floor was rotted above it. So we bought this piece to put over the edges. So we're going to cut pieces to fit all around that so that we can still access the well when we're ready to start using it. Right now we're on city water. And so, yes, this is our kitchen so far. We still have to put the the cupboards in place for this whole wall. So the stove goes in front of this window, and then where the dishwasher is going to be the refrigerator, which is right there. And we bought a bunch of plumbing to help install a sink, which is coming up through the floor, and the sink will be in the middle of the island, which it's a pretty big island. It's like 3.5, it's more than 3.5 by 8. I can't remember exactly what the length was in the end, but yeah, so this is the finished shelf that Ian built, and sink will be here. Our countertop comes next week, and that's the other shelf. We're going to do electric in that one. So we're just trying to finish up extra projects before the countertop comes. Oh, and then the upper cabinets. Just a couple of upper cabinets. It's going to be very open feeling. We installed the lighting, and then we have to finish this wall with drywall, and then we're building shelving for over there, and then that's all future projects, bedroom, etc. And then this wall has to be finished behind the fridge and opened up to the living room, and then this is our pantry here. So we have to build shelves in there. So it's a big project. Morka really wants the countertop or the cupboards. I don't know why I do this. I mix up countertops and cupboards all the time. But she loves to sit up there and check out the back, make sure nobody's invading from the back. And the back doors, she usually goes and she can look through there just to check everything. And then she also likes to go, this is the dining area, but right now it's tools and plants for now. And then we have to play Tetris and shuffle it all so that we can finish the floor and that wall. So that wall is going to have the shiplap just like this one does. We have to finish the shiplap here on the end too. But we're thinking about building some built-in shelving there too on both sides of the door. So while we decide. And then we also have, it's so hard to live in and store and work on areas, but so right here, behind here is our water heater. It's an on-demand water heater. So we need to build a closet too. It's basically, it'll be a utility closet. And, oh, and then up here, we got to finish that soffit going across where the door is. We're going to take the door out and make it a solid wall once we're able to open up this wall to the living room. So a lot going on in this level of the house. There's all of our flooring back there. I am just hoping that we can get this wall of the kitchen finished relatively soon, in the next week, and then we can actually start using this and take apart our makeshift kitchen in the living room. Good job, Morka. Good job. Yeah, you got up there. All right, everybody. See you later. Thanks for joining me on this video.
Okay, so this is a short little video explaining what we're doing. So we got a new refrigerator that we have ice maker water line that needs to be connected to the, basically we're going to put it down into the subflooring, run through a special double insulated tubing that I built out of 1/4 inch insulation foam board that will connect to an island. We're going to have a main water line coming from here. We're going to bring it up, split here for the island water, have a shut-off valve for the outside water for the winter frost prevention, and then another split off is going to go to this little tubing that I built. So we have a couple of these. So that one is going to go on the other side, and then there's over here 2x6 between the beams. And essentially what we're going to do is feed this tube down 6 or so feet channel. And then I'm going to adjust this over here to the beam, and we're going to have a cap that will come through. It's really tricky, and we had to build it so that if in case if we ever have to replace it, say because of the line burst or something, there is a way to replace it without taking the entire flooring down. So that's why we have this access panel for gas line and a water line for the freezer.
So it's like a little trap door underneath the cabinet.
Okay, so this will come up to the subflooring. You're going to have these brackets that I will then fasten these to so that that can be taken off, hose can be replaced, And essentially we're gonna close our trap door, and then the cabinet sits over here, and then we just feed it underneath the cabinet to an ice maker.
And this is where the fridge is gonna go.
So that way, hopefully, it will prevent our water line from freezing. And I can also, if you'd like to show, underneath the crawl space, how little of an area we're gonna have to work with. Okay, let's turn the light on. So yeah, as you can see, so I'll have it fastened all along here. This is why I gotta be able to get into this utility hole, and then another person gonna have to work from the other end. So this is a water hookup for the outside that will go up. Yeah, and that's my way underneath the house. I dug a little tunnel while the flooring is down so that skinny little guy can get in here.
Here, let me show what kind of a hole you're in. Okay, there we go.
Well, this is the main access hole, so this is where they're going to have a plumbing coming into this drain pipe going into the main stack, so that in case if we have some kind of issue we can fix it from underneath, which is still not going to be a fun project, but better than nothing. In the past they had to rip the floors down. And
well, and this part of the island is going to be an access panel for the sink as well, so that'll be closed up, but then it'll be accessible from up here rather than having to crawl through the crawl space.
yeah. And so yeah, I mean basically I built a couple of these boxes, so I measured the noodle so that it can slide through in there easy. So this way the noodle is insulation plus this is second insulation, and built this little metal brackets so that I can fasten it into the floor truss with a couple of screws so that they can come off. And I also have to make one end cap so that when it goes into the behind the island here, I'll have, once I fasten that, I'll measure exactly where it's at, drill straight up, noodle comes through here, and then inside it's going to be safe because the house is heated, but crawl space is not. And then we close this back panel. That's going to be an access panel too, yeah, for all of this plumbing stuff.
And we can do an update on this plumbing project too, because I want to be able to show the all of the plumbing for the where the sink is going to be, but also the dishwasher too in there, and how that access panel will work.
Yeah.
Just trying this out to pick tile. Looks so good. It's not obviously done. Good morning, everybody. So it's January 7th, and our island countertop is coming in right now. I will update in a little bit. Okay, this is our new quartzite countertop on our brand new island. I am like so excited. I gotta peel off that plastic. I've just wanted to protect the cabinets as much as possible during our construction, which is not done yet. We still have to install the sink and the faucet. Well, sink is installed, but the faucet and then the drains and everything else, and hook up the dishwasher. And then we've got to finish this side of the room and all that, and install the shelving and flooring in there and all kinds of things. But that's our refrigerator. It's just unplugged right now because it's not being used. I'm really happy with it so far, though. I mean, it's a lot bigger than our current refrigerator. So yeah, and then we've got to get this butcher block cut and installed, and then find some tile and put knobs on the cabinets. Yeah, there's still a ways to go, but I've started packing up our temporary kitchen. So, but I'm so happy that just the feeling of this, what they did with it was they said it's called like leathered, so you can actually feel the texture of the natural stone. I love it. So excited. But like the floor is open still, so he can work on the plumbing. So I don't want to pay too much attention to it because I might fall in that big hole. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's beautiful. And the guys, so the company is, what the heck is it called? Let me look. Yeah, it's called Quality Stone Countertops. And it's in Nicholasville. And it's family run. It was worth every penny. These guys are amazing. They're very professional, very fast. They have a nice showroom, and you can actually pick out, what slab you want for your countertop, and they'll make it especially for the kitchen that you're building. So I highly recommend them. I'm going to put the link in the description.